Hello friends, I am Gayatri. I welcome you to Success EduTech. In the last video, we had seen verbs and its types. We have been learning parts of speech, and today is our fifth part of speech, that is adverb. Actually, it's very easy to remember what are adverbs. The definition of it is very simple because the word itself includes the definition. It adds something about a verb or adverb or adjective. Clear? Now, what does it add? It adds when that action takes place, how that action takes place, how often that action takes place, why, and where. So, it gives all the information about an action. These words. Okay? When we ask questions about any action by asking why, when, how, where, why, how often, we get particular words which are nothing but adverbs. Okay, so we have to learn the examples. First is she drives a car carefully. Now, as I said, it describes a verb. Okay, so word carefully is describing an action. Verb is nothing but an action. So it is describing an action of driving. So in the second example, he is always happy. Happy is an adjective and word always is describing an adjective. So it is an adverb. In the third example, earlier they lived here. So action of living, when did it take place and where did it take place? It is giving more information about an action. And in the fourth example, they talked so nicely. Now, word nicely is itself an adverb. And so, word so is describing that nicely word. So, it is an adverb. Now, for better understanding, let's take another example. Yesterday, she met with an accident somewhere. Surprisingly, she often meets with an accident as she drives the car recklessly. Now, here, action word is meet. Meet with an accident. So, that is an action. And regarding that action, word yesterday, somewhere, surprisingly, often, these words are describing more about this action. Okay, and as she drives the car recklessly, so word recklessly is describing a word or an action of driving. Okay, so we are getting answers through these words, through these adverbs, when that action took place or when she met with an accident, where she met with an accident, and there is another word also which is describing whole sentence and how often that action takes place and why that action takes place and how that action takes place. Okay, so when we get the information about an action of where, when, why, how often, by asking such questions, those are adverbs. Now, this is the narration of one incident. Okay, but these words which I've underlined are telling more information or giving more information about an action of meeting. Meet what? Meeting with an accident. So through these words, we are getting answers to all these questions. Okay, when did that action took place? How often, where, and why. Okay, now let's move on to the types of adverbs. First type is adverb of manner. So let's learn the first example. She performed brilliantly. An action is performed, and brilliantly word is describing how that action was performed. Now in the bracket I have written the position of adverb. Okay, so brilliantly word I've used after the verb because it is describing or modifying a verb, so we have to use it after a verb. In the next example, he is extraordinarily good at teaching. Now here good is an adjective and word extraordinarily is modifying an adjective. So I have placed it before an adjective and after a main verb. Now in the third example, luckily he has got everything at very young age. Now luckily is what? That is sometimes used as the sentence adverb. So luckily is placed at the start of a sentence. Okay, so in the bracket what I have written, those are the rules for the position of adverbs, and we are going to learn it while learning types of adverbs one by one. Now there are many other words in adverb of manner, those we are going to learn: happily, healthily, secretly, lovingly, reluctantly, angrily, shyly, fast, well, sadly, carefully, recklessly, meticulously, clearly, voraciously, rigorously, etc. Now these words also you can try using in your sentences. Now let's move on to the next type, that is adverb of time. That means the words which tell us when that action took place. First is before, after, now, then, yesterday, today, tomorrow, finally, eventually, already, earlier, soon, next, recently, formerly, previously, last, later, let, latest, since, yet, daily, monthly, yearly, annually, nightly, yearly, weekly, fortnightly actually, there should be, and weekly, etc. We use these words in our daily conversation, but we are unaware of its type or its grammar. So, first is recently I met a lot of people from various fields. Now, recently I have used here in the beginning of a sentence. Adverb of time is used in the beginning of sentence or in the end of the sentence. Okay, so she is doing her household chores now. Okay, so now is what? An adverb of time. Now third type is adverb of place, where that action took place. So these are the words here, there, backwards, towards, behind, on, upstairs, downstairs, next door, indoors, out, outside, abroad, right, below, anywhere, overseas, near, along, over, etc. Now, first example is we lived behind their house. Here we have to place it before the pronoun. Second example is the child ran happily towards his mother. We can use it in the middle of a sentence, a place, okay, before noun or pronoun. And third example is we are going out, so it is used at the end of the sentence. There are several rules regarding the position of adverbs, but for spoken English we are going to learn the most commonly used positions of adverbs. Now next example is next type is sentence adverbs. Sentence adverbs are luckily, fortunately, frankly, actually, basically, thankfully, naturally, interestingly, ironically, briefly, certainly, confidentially, curiously, etc. Now here first example is hopefully you like my video. Okay, you must have heard this sentence in many of the my videos as well as others videos. So hopefully is what? That is a sentence adverb. That means it is describing the whole sentence, so it must be used in the beginning of sentence. In the second example, now here also it is in the beginning. Honestly, I saw him committing crime. Okay, now honestly is what? Again, it's in sentence adverb, so it is describing, it's not just describing any action, it's describing the whole sentence. So it is a sentence, an adverb of sentence, so we must use it in the beginning of sentence. Here adverb of frequency, words which tell us how often some action is performed, are adverb of frequency. First is always, usually, frequently, often, normally, generally, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, rarely, hardly ever, never. These words are used, are adverbs of these words are used as adverb of frequency. Now in the bracket I've written 100%, 90%, 80%, and so on. This percentage denotes that if you perform any action 100% times, then you can use always word. If it is 90%, then use usually, and so on and so forth. Now first one is I frequently visit the shopping mall. So here adverb of frequency, generally it is used between a main verb, here between a main verb and an auxiliary verb. Now let's learn an example of adverb of frequency. I frequently visit the shopping mall. Frequently word denotes that 80% times she performs or I perform that action. Okay, so frequently word is adverb of frequency and it should be used before verb, before main verb actually. Now next is he rarely gets angry. Again it is used before the verb. Okay, gets is the main verb and before that rarely is used. Third one is we go out for dinner occasionally. It is used, occasionally is used at the end of the sentence. Now next one is adverb of reason. So it is therefore, hence, because, so, thus, etc. The words which tell us why that particular action took place or takes place are adverbs of reason. The words which tell us why that particular action took place or takes place are adverb of reason. Therefore, hence, because, so, thus, etc. Now first example is he did not study whole year, consequently he failed in the exam. Now first sentence is telling what happened and second sentence why something has happened, something has happened. So consequently word denotes why that action took place. Okay, so it is used in the beginning of the second sentence. Now second one is he did not attend the lecture because he was unwell. Now this is used to connect two sentences, so this is a connecting adverb. Okay, so He did not attend the lecture, that is the first sentence, and he was unwell, that is the another sentence. But there is the relation between them, and that relation shows that reason. Okay, and for that we have used because. So in this way we have learned what are adverbs, its definition, and its types. So be ready now for a quick test. There would be just 3 questions. You have to read them one by one. After pausing the video, answer those questions, try answering them, and then again start the video and see the answers. Okay, so I assume you are ready for the test. Now, you can pause the video, read this. You have to guess the adverb and its types one by one. I have to finish my work before the deadline, hence I'm going to work hard. Second, he rarely visits my shop. Third, they are going to travel northwards. You have to guess which are adverbs and its types, if possible. Now, answers are: first one, I have to finish my work before the deadline. Now, before is telling the time of an action. Second word is hence, which is telling the reason of action of going. So before is an adverb of time, hence is the adverb of reason. Second one, rarely, is an adverb of frequency. And third one, they are going to travel northwards. Here's one tip: whenever there is word or words, WARDS or WARD, those are generally adverb of place. So northwards is an adverb of place. I'm sure you would have been able to answer. Now it's time to answer the last question. In the last video, I had asked one question, that was, guess whether it is gerund, infinitive, or participle. In the last video, we had learned this. So based on that, the question I had asked, and you had to tell whether it is gerund, infinitive, or participle, and why. So the sentence was, all members in my family love eating food. So love is an action and eating is a gerund. How come? Because it is eat, eat, eat is an action word, it is a verb, and ing is used after that verb, and it is used as a noun. It is not a main verb in this sentence. Love is a main verb, and eating is not a main verb. Mm, though it is not a main verb, it possesses the properties of a verb, that is taking an object with it, but it is acting as a noun, thus it is a gerund. So in short, I have told you what is gerund. Okay, so with this we have completed adverbs, its definition, types, the quick test, and answer to the last question. Okay, I hope you understand this lesson. If you understand, hit that like button and share my video. If you have any suggestion, please do write in the comment section below. If you have any query, please do ask me in the comment section. And please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.